Welcome to Shaman Man, a channel for spiritual growth and personal development. We hope you find this video helpful, and if you do, please like, subscribe, and leave us a comment letting us know what you think. We're glad you're here. Be well.
Hey everyone, it's David. Welcome to Shaman Man. Thank you for being here. You know, I'd received a comment from Rose, who's part of our community, and she was talking about our energy update and energy in general, and asked, what does it mean when you talk about this energy increase? And I thought, you know, this would be a great opportunity to give you my perspective, at least, as to how energy works or how it floats towards us. So I'm not a scientist, I'm not a rocket scientist or a engineer. You know, I'm gonna give you my perspective, and I hope it works for you. So the way I think about things is kind of like a wave, right? So if you think about one of those EKG machines or whatever for your heart, and you feel like there's an energy that comes, you're going to get this kind of wave, right? And then you're going to have a tail, right? And then there'll be another pulse, and then a tail. So if you guys remember, like if you look at that EKG machine, the wave comes, and then it comes, and then it continues to diminish until it flatlines. So that's kind of like an energy wave for me, and the way I view it. When we talk about it increasing, density, becoming heavier, like more intense, then imagine kind of like a drum, and if you hit the drum, creates an energy wave, right? And it hits you. So think about the wave. You get the small part of the wave, just like an ocean, hits you. The bigger part of the wave comes and gets you, and then as it shrinks down, you know, you're getting hit less and less, and then it may do it again, and then before long it goes away because it flatlines. Well, imagine like a drum, if you were hitting it, then you're constantly having these waves come at you, keeping in mind that the first wave doesn't end at the first hump. There's still some extra stuff coming, and then you have the second one right behind it, the third one right behind it. Imagine if I hit it faster, what would happen? It would feel like a bunch of those waves hitting you at the same time, or at least at the same intensity, let's say at the very top of that rise, all hitting you at the same time. That's an intensity, that's a density, that's what I mean. And so, you know, over the last really year or two, we've had an increase in density, we've had an increase in kind of like a, you know, imagine these waves at you. When I think about astrology, somebody else, stuff around me, whatever, it's all putting off these energy waves. And so the stuff I'm talking about is coming from outside of here. So imagine like a light on you, highlighting you, right? It's coming from out of here, which increases the intensity, and then we, as receptors, refocus that energy so you can transmute it. Negative energy comes with inner alchemy. You turn the negative and transmute it into something else. That's when I say positive, I don't mean good, bad, evil, that. I mean more of like something useful, right? Instead of it just being a means of depression, or a means to hold you back or hold you down. So imagine in this time that we're in, we've all started acclimating to kind of a higher density of energy, but it does have effects on us. If you don't do inner work, then it could tweak you. It could make you respond in an angry way, in a hateful way, in a non-compassionate way, because of what you're feeling. For people who aren't conscious of, you know, where we're coming from, you know, they're responding to this energy as well, because they're energy beings as well. And they're just not necessarily aware of how it's impacting them. You know, with the added information, with the added awareness, it's not really designed to put you in a place, like I said, of victimization, or, hey, I should lay low, or whatever, because Mercury's in retrograde, or I keep using that same example, but you understand what I mean. Like these were things, these flows, this energy, as we do this inner work, are things to change us, help us to change. It doesn't have to be a negative experience. It doesn't have to be something that you can't handle. It's designed to help move you forward. And as you know, we, in our current condition, have a hard time, even when we know things are right, or know things are wrong not to do them, we still wind up doing them. So if I said to you, hey, we all know eating some fast food is not good for your body, but when you're hungry and a sign goes by and you haven't had anything in a few hours and you don't see that you're going to have anything else in a few hours, you might stop and get a bite to eat. So you shouldn't. You know that it's bad for you. You know that quality of food isn't real food or whatever and good for your body, but you do it. So are you an evil human being for having a burger or something? No, of course not. So you just make choices, and the choices that you make impact you in small and big ways. But those are things you can control, and you've made that decision. When we're talking about energy flowing at you, that's nothing you and I can control. We're on the receiving end of that. And then we, through our own work, are supposed to be able to transmute that energy into something that's useful for us and useful for those around us. I have to stress that it's really about you fixing you. As you fix yourself, everything else around you changes. If you were on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being, you're an awful human, and 10 being, you're a master of, whatever, they're going to write a book about you. And you walk into a space of a 3, well, then you're going to attract a bunch of other 3s, 4s, and 2s around you. If you were able to hold your vibe up, and I'm going to link a place up here or whatever in the cards, I don't know which side it's going to be on, but you'll see that where it says hold your vibe up. If you're able to focus your energy and focus yourself on that as a goal, just for a week or so, you'll find that you can control how you feel about things as you're being hit by them. And so, it's one thing to say, hey, the energy comes in, and then someone else is responding to that energy, and then based on what's going on inside them, they get tweaked, twanged, and then they respond back to you, and let's say in not the most positive way possible. And then you have a choice at that moment. If you react, I sometimes do it, I'm awful at it when this happens, because you convert back out, right? If you react to it without thought, then you are adding to this same vibe. So you're a 3, you interact with another 3 who's kind of a lower vibe, then all of a sudden you respond back, and then you guys are intensifying this kind of 3 behavior, this 3 feeling, and that's not good. Whereas if you had some work on yourself, some consciousness, some awareness, you'd be able to say, hey, they're putting this back to me, so I have 2 choices. I can, really blare it back at them, or I can find a way to release this and maybe help also mellow this cat out as well. So I thought Rose's question was great, and I hope you do too. And obviously leave a comment or whatever, but if you have questions, please let us know, and I'm happy to respond to those as best I can. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here with us. I'm really blown away by how many people have joined us over the last short while. And joining this community means a lot to us, that we can share ideas, share tips, advice, and help as many of us as we do this work together make a positive, useful, and useful and appropriate change for all that we're feeling, so that we don't have to stay in this particular condition. Until next time, much love, be well.